Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Organic and Natural Digital Trade Week, the first of its kind in the region, where buyers and suppliers connect online. We are now on our fifth trade week, and the previous weeks have been phenomenally successful, engaging, and educational. Each trade week is purposed towards connecting buyers and suppliers online during a crucial time when most businesses are conducted remotely. A very warm welcome to all our viewers and speakers from across the world. This week, the focus is on natural and organic food ingredients and spices, recent trends, the overall growth in the Middle East, and the way forward. Today, we've gathered here to find new business opportunities from some of our eminent panelists, including three major importers from the region and suppliers from across the world, who you can meet personally at the Organic and Natural Products Expo in Dubai this December. Now, let me introduce you to our panelists. Adam Rageb, General Manager at Bidaya General Trading, UAE's largest distribution network of healthy brands specializing in school distribution. With over 20 years of experience, Adam is a seasoned veteran in trade, marketing, product development, and research across the food and beverage diaspora in the Middle East. Bidaya General Trading is an expert strategic distribution partner of premium quality FMCG products through their extensive trade network channels. Their distribution network is serviced by two main warehouses in Dubai and Ajman and can conveniently reach any hypermarket, hotel, dock, and restaurant. Bidaya has experience of over a decade serving schools in the UAE, providing best-in-class consultation, analysis, customer service, and products. Lokesh Aswani, Managing Director of Down to Earth Organics, UAE's in-demand specialty online and offline store for organic spices and ingredients. Down to Earth, a household name, has been providing a range of organic and chemical-free product options in food, textile, and cosmetics to the residents of UAE since early 2011. They aim to educate the consumer on making choices that are responsible towards both the environment and society. Next, we have Manisha Advani, the founder of Sante Cafe, Dubai's premium hotspot for vegans. The new go-to vegan cafe offers a variety of delicious fresh plant-based dishes that are also calorie counted, free from nasties, and taste exceptional, making it the perfect destination for health-conscious consumers in the region. Manisha started her journey with Sante in 2019 with a mission to fight the misconception around vegan options being limited and unfulfilling. And today, the cafe is becoming the place to be for vegan, health, and fitness enthusiasts, as well as those who are seeking fresh and nutritious meals without any hidden ingredients. Now moving on to our exhibitors. Jacob Jose, the Manager of Business Development at PDS Organic Spices, an award-winning and topmost exporter of organic spices from India. PDS Organic Spices is an award-winning and topmost exporter of organic spices from India. It exports certified organic spices across the globe. Organic farming practices is one of the main objectives of PDS to promote a sustainable livelihood for marginalized farmers and their families. PDS Organic Spices are also certified as per the Fair Trade Standards by FlowCert. Some farmers are also practicing biodynamic farming and are certified by Demeter International. Next, we have Khadija Banu, founder of Lukmani Herbs, a reputed exporter of Ayurvedic and herbal products. Lukmani Herbs is one of the prominent manufacturers, exporters, and suppliers of Ayurvedic and herbal products for general healthcare and personal care. As part of their commitment to quality, they maintain stringent quality assurance standards as well as GMP, ISO, PS, SIR quality standards. The organization draws its strength from its team of qualified professionals and experienced Ayurvedic practitioners, herbalists, scientists, and product experts that help in manufacturing the right product. Finally, we have Ahmed Ibrahim, General Manager, Al Ikhlas Company for Import and Export, Egypt's finest exporter for herbs and spices. Our class for herbs and spices is known for producing and exporting herbs, spices, and seeds. They have been a supplier of all kinds of organic and non-organic dried herbs and spices from their farms in El Minya city to some of the largest companies in this field across Egypt. With 15 years of experience in production and distribution in Egypt, Al Ikhlas is now ready to expand and export their products worldwide. Let us now welcome Manisha Advani to open today's session with her keynote. Manisha, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to start our presentation. Okay. Firstly, thank you so much for having me today. I'm just going to cover a few basics on the industry currently, and then just go over a few other things. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so today we'll be covering amongst many of our other suppliers today available and the buyers in the whole presentation. We'll be going over the spice industry as a whole, whether the patterns are changing, the patterns over the world, patterns in the Middle East, and how the government has and can help us possibly in the future. So, the spices. Why the organic spice industry is really good nowadays is because governments are encouraging people to follow the Sustainable Development Goals, zero hunger and sustainable food. That's where the organic market lies. The global organic spice market is projected to reach approximately $520 million by 2024, expected at a 6.4%, and the forecast period is 2024. Of course, this slowed down a little in this year, but I think the demand was really high regardless. So the major types of spices in demand that are being traded are turmeric, cumin, cinnamon, pepper, cloves, and cardamom. The high demand for these natural food ingredients is dominated by the United States and followed by Asia Pacific. And of course, like India and us, we fall in this region. Okay. What the patterns are currently is that people who are currently following a very health conscious diet are of course into this kind of region. Therefore, that's why I was asked to speak on this panel today, because my restaurant also falls under this category. So the patterns are people are really following health conscious diet. The government is really educating people nowadays, and obviously the news and media. The demand is the exporters are dominated by China, India, Vietnam. Most of the spices and ingredients in the spice sector are coming from here, with an increasing demand in Europe. Well, Europe, because of the changing taste and the change in new cuisine and their increasing population. And we've noticed that mainly these kind of ingredients are used in snacks and convenience foods. And we've also noticed that there's a 60% increase in the natural and healthy F&B industry. Also, there was one article that mentioned that Dubai actually has more F&B outlets per million than New York, which is actually really surprising. And of course, in the Middle East, the demand for European organic products has increased. Like I said earlier, this is into the snacks and confectionery space, which we've seen in the last year's expo as well, and we'll see it in coming December also. Now, the COVID has actually really impacted us. Since 1995, the government has noticed that because the United Arab Emirates has a low food security, they're really trying to encourage local suppliers and farmers to capture this market. And we saw it in the recent times where the prices rose and there was a delay in supply of a lot of the products. So I guess in the future, we have to look out for that. The Ministry of Climate Change and Environment, they're also focusing a lot on sustainability, and that's really what they're trying to promote. There's the Gulf Corporation Council, who are really trying to go around and speak to different industries, restaurant owners, to educate them and train them. And of course, the future is healthier, cleaner produce is what we're always looking for. And that's why organic is better. As for the government, I spoke about food security in the last slide. So they're really trying to incentivize local business owners in terms of awareness programs, and also one second. Yeah. In terms of awareness programs, awarding innovation, there was a competition last month on just this aspect, where it's innovation in the food sector and agrotech. So a lot of businesses are popping up in this scenario. And hence there are many stakeholders that are involved here, which the government is trying to look out for and obviously subsidize. There are many more categories in how we can receive a government subsidy, but I think with the recent times, the government has become a little more flexible in terms of how to support local businesses and increase the import of such products. Okay, I think that's it. That's what covers today briefly. One second. And thank you so much. If you have any questions, of course, Menka will be happy and I will be happy to answer them at the end. Menka,
Manisha. Thank you, Manisha. I will now share a video of Soul Sante so you can get an idea about Manisha's amazing cafe.
Hi, I'm Manisha Advani and I'm the founder of Soul Sante Cafe. So we look at providing everyone a sustainable point of view for the brand. Soul Sante Cafe is your one-stop to a better lifestyle. Being a health coach and trainer, I was always looking for a place that catered to my dietary needs. So as a chef, I decided to take up the challenge. Soul Sante Cafe is completely vegan, gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and soy-free, using Ayurvedic principles and modern cooking techniques. It's a cafe for everyone, the bodybuilder, the yogi, or someone who's just looking for the best cup of coffee in town. Having grown up in Dubai, I really wanted to make a contribution to this economy. Think local, be local, buy local. At Soul Sante Cafe, we're dedicated to supporting our local communities and businesses. We do this by sourcing local produce, promoting sustainability in the local community by using biodegradable products, and supporting the UAE with social and environmental initiatives that benefit the people around us. Soul Sante Cafe is a place where you feed the soul and create the best you.
Thank you once again, Manisha. And now I invite our international suppliers to introduce their company and products. We will start with Jacob from PDS Organics. So I think, Jacob, you're muted. You will have to unmute.
Hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Hope you can hear me now. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jacob from PDS Organic Spices, Kerala, India. Hope everybody can see the presentation.
Yes.
Okay. So PDS Organic Spices, basically it is situated on the western Ghat part of the Kerala state, and our district name is Idiki. And Western Ghat is actually, as you know, this is one of the important ecological hotspot that is having a vast variety of biodiversity. And this is actually the origin land of several spices like pepper, turmeric, ginger, etc. And our organization, PDS Organic Spices, is a part of a large umbrella organization, an NGO, non-governmental organization named Pyramid Development Society. Pyramid is the name of this place, and it has several activities like education institutions, social development activities, tribal development activities, etc. And this organic farming is one of its activity, and PDS Organic Spaces is doing that activity. And our vision is that they may have life and have it abundantly. This is actually a biblical word. And the term life denotes the and the entire universe. So our focus is on the sustainable development of the small and marginal farmers of this area, with a special focus on the protection and conservation of the local environment and ecology. We are certified organic and fair trade, and we are the pioneer exporter of organic spices from India since 1998 onwards. At present, we have almost 2,500 small-scale farmers network, and almost 99% of the farmers are from this particular region, Idiki district, and all the farmers are small-scale farmers having a land holding of almost 2 hectare, average of 2 hectares. And we are believing on 3 T's, that is traceability, transparency, and trust. That is, we have a well-established farmer management system, that is our internal control system, and our extensive monitoring at all levels of production and processing help us to ensure the transparency of operations and maintain the farm to fork traceability of the organic products at all the levels. And we are always believing in the trust between the buyers and our organization. And this is our processing capability. We have the most modern organic spices processing unit, which is adhering to the standards of US FDA, ASTA, and European Spice Trade Association food safety standards. And we have latest cleaning, grading facilities. We have a steam sterilization system. Almost all our spices are going out after the sterilization process. And our factory is certified to ISO 20000, 2005 food safety management system. And we have BRC, that is British Retail Consortium's topmost grade, that's AA grade by Bureau Veritas certifying agency. And we have retail packing and private labeling facility. And these are the products we are dealing with. All these products are basically available in this area. And almost all these products are originated in this area. Mainly black pepper, that is steam sterilized, Malabar, Tellicheri are different grades, and black pepper in different ground form. Then white pepper, that is also wall and ground, turmeric wall ground and cracked, ginger wall ground, ginger slices and T-by cut and different forms. Then nutmeg, mace, clove, cardamom, cinnamon, then green pepper and brine, dehydrated green pepper. Then we actually, this year we started the coffee. We have coffee, organic coffee, Arabica and Robusta. And these are the certifications. We have organic certifications from USA, India, European Union, Japan, and Korea. And other standards like we have Demeter certified farmers, Biosis, Natural and Fair, and Fair Trade. Almost all our farmers are certified to office the production facility. We have the quality standards like BRC, ISO, and FSSAI. And this is what I hope you're audible to me.
Yes, there is a slight
Hello.
lag. Hello? Hi. Now you are not lagging.
But still you can, yeah. But still you can hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. I feel there is some interruptions in between. Okay. So this is a nutshell of our operations. I already told you we have 2,500 farmers. So from the farm, we have internal control inspectors in every region of this Idukki district area. And we have unit offices in all the nook and corner of the district. So our procurement team will go to that unit offices and they will collect the material and they will bring the product into the raw material store. So in between, there will be a quality check. We have a well-established quality assurance laboratory. They will take the sample for the physical parameter checking. After the product reaches the raw material store, the pesticide results come, the material will be going to the processing unit for the sterilization, grinding, etc. So in between, there will be an online monitor by the QA and QC team for the product specification sample and other analysis. And after all the analysis and production is finished, the product will be moved to the finished goods store. From there, we will export and retail the products. So this is a nutshell of our operations, and maybe this is the presentation part is over here. Maybe you can show the video.
Yes, I will share the video now. I guess you'll have to stop sharing the screen.
Yeah, done. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Thank you, Jacob. Now we will move on to Khadija's presentation. Khadija, you'll have to unmute.
Hi, Menika. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll quickly go through my company background and what we're currently doing. We're currently supplying Ayurvedic medical herbs for general health. So we are working in UAE since many years. And hello?
Hello, yes.
Okay. So here is a list of food products which we are currently dealing. We have a lot of products, but I could not included that in my list due to shortage of my time. And so I've quickly briefed through the general herbs. The first and basic one is the ginseng. We are dealing with it, and we are supplying it in the whole market. Yes, and this one is Tongat Ali. It's very beneficial for patients of diabetes and obesity as well. it boosts immunity. So anxiety, stress, and stomach problems are also related with it. So it's a very demanding herb currently in the market. We are dealing in all kinds of oils, whether it is essential oils or any type of oils. Fragrance oils we're also dealing. So this is one of the most selling balsam oil. We are dealing in this one. And we have, yes, we are dealing in Salajit. We import Salajit from different parts of the world and then we sell it. Yes, and we are currently dealing in all kinds of oils, as I told before, whether it is essential oils and includes general oils as well. Jojoba oil, argan oil, yes. And this is one of a herb used for general health, and we are also dealing in it. And other than this, we are dealing in natural and organic products for skincare, like allantoin powder, and different types of clays are also we are dealing, like French clay, red clays. Can you see my camera vertical or horizontal? Is it
right
fine now?
Now it's in vertical. If you want it horizontal, you just have to switch it.
Is it fine?
No, but you're upside down. It's fine. You can just keep it vertical. It's okay.
Okay. So
you're right now upside down. Yeah, this is no. You can switch back to the original. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Okay.
So yes, we are also dealing in saffron and honey, maca powder, and all things related with Ayurvedic raw herbs. Basically, we are dealing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Khadija.
Thank you.
And now we have a presentation by Mr. Ahmad. Mr. Ahmad, are you there?
Hello, I'm with you.
Yes, hello, Mr. Ahmad. It would be great to turn your video on as well.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Could you turn your video on as well?
Okay, just a minute.
Sure.
Can you see me right now?
Yes, I will show your presentation.
Oh, sweet. Hello everyone, this is Haskamber from Egypt. We are working here since 2012. We were working as a local producer for Egyptian traders here. After we have get a good reputation with them, we start to ship work also to all around the world. Our company is really have a good reputation in Egypt. And Haskamber for herbs and spices, we are producing and exporting herbs, spice grades. We have been working as a supplier for all kinds of organic and non-organic herbs and spices from our own farms in many cities, to most of all traders in Egypt. Our main orders was about legumes like beans, chickpeas, green beans, soybeans, peanuts, clover, lupin beans, layers, linum seeds, beans, molokhia, mustard, barley, millet, corn, girls, oat, pumpkin, super pulp, white sesame, red sesame. And after we are working like 3 years, start working in spices. We start working in spices like onion, turmeric, rosemary, lava, parsley, thyme, sumac plant, caraway, basil, marjoram, fenugreek, celery, and dill, thyme, oregano. Our first order was in Tunis. We start to export to them more than 10 FSL, and after it we start to expand all over the world. We are trying to make a new branch. We are now making a branch in Morocco. We are trying to expand to Dubai. We are to make a new business with all other countries. Nowadays we are trying to work in herbs like chamomile, mint, cedar leaf, maple, dill, parsley, coriander, groundnut, jaffa leaf, rosary, molokhia, henna leaf, garlic, bird seed, molokhia leaf, rose, and anise. Thank you. That's all I can share right now.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Ahmad, and thank you all for introducing us to some amazing products that you have. Yes. I now welcome our buyer panelists from various segments to introduce themselves and their companies, starting with Lokesh.
Hi, Manika. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. And take this opportunity to thank actually Organic and Natural together in these difficult times. Okay, we go by the name Down to Earth Organic and start the presentation.
Lokesh, there's a slight echo.
All right. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can start the presentation, Manika.
One second.
All right, so we go by the name Down to Earth. We are a homegrown UAE brand, started off in 2011 with just a handful of products. I think we, oh, that's the end of my presentation.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, there's a timing thing.
Is it? Then we'll just go with the slides like this, no problem.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
so we started off in 2011 with a handful of products under our own brand, and now we've grown to about 200 products under the same brand, Down to Earth, and we were among the foremost brands in UAE. And as I mentioned earlier, we are one of the few homegrown brands. That is, the brand is completely registered in UAE, and we source products from across the world. Right now, we are sourcing products from about 8 different countries, and that's the strength that we have. The next slide, please. That's the strength that we have, that all these products that are sourced are completely certified organic. We know the suppliers, we work with them over a period of time, and we get assurance on the quality and when these products are introduced under our own brand in the UAE market. Our first store in UAE came up in 2012, and right now we are one of the largest suppliers to HoReCa segment in terms of organic and gluten-free and specialty products. I would say our strength is that we, being a UAE-based homegrown company, we have an understanding of the local cuisines and the local requirements in terms of ingredients and organic products. A lot of the organic products are directly being imported from the US or UK or Australia. However, when we see the cuisine and the palate of the majority of the population living in UAE, we had to come up with solutions which would make organic a daily use, a regular use ingredient in the kitchen, and not just a few fancy products. So that's where we introduced more products which are in the Indo-Asia and Arabic cuisines. That is like lentils, beans, cooking oils, etc., which were not yet coming in from the Western markets. Up ahead, we are looking to double the range very quickly. Lately, we have seen a drastic increase in the demand for organic products. We have seen more awareness from consumers. So our hope is over a very short period of time, over the next year or two, we will drastically increase the range of products and as well as our presence in UAE and Saudi Arabia. That's it from me for now.
Thank you so much, Lokesh. I now pass the floor to Adam, who will share his presentation.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for your invite to this panel. I'll go directly to the presentation. Okay, so Bidaya is a company based in the UAE, and it's been established since 2008. The company is part of Al Mayar Group that is dealing in a number of categories, which is they have specialized engineering. So we have our facilities in producing all requirements of restaurants and supermarkets from shelves and other things. We have a food service division, and we own a couple of restaurants like Walnut Grove and Burkan Steakhouse. So we manage it and distribute it and run the whole show with it. And we have a food distribution channel, which is Bidaya General Trading. For this presentation, I'll be focusing about the Bidaya General Trading. Company is established in 2008, and basically after almost 12 years of running the business, the company now is running in three main categories. One of it is we own distribution rights for a number of European or international brands where we do distribution rights for the whole MENA region. And some of these companies, just to name a few, is Auga from Lithuania, then we have Bangs from Denmark, we have Maspex from Poland, and each one is providing a very unique proposition. So we were very keen on choosing products that actually add value, that change the lives of the consumers in one way or the other, and without affecting their spending, so that the people are not scared from the organic category because it's an expensive category. It's rather we're trying to encourage people to move into that category because there are solutions out there that can provide a lot of good ingredients with good food and still at a very affordable price. The second division is our school distribution. This was the core of the setup of the company, and we cover over 600 schools in terms of all the school needs for the canteen. We work very closely with the Ministry of Education on the ingredients and the items that are being approved for the schools, and we try to source as clean food as possible for the schools that can still match with their own payments or with their own pocket capabilities. The third division is the specialized manpower supply. So we have a contract with Free-to-Lays for all the merchandising needs in the UAE, and we're expanding to a number of other companies. So in short terms, we're basically covering all the kinds of food requirements in the UAE, from sourcing it to distributing it to serving it or providing the final experience to the consumer in the supermarket or in the HoReCa category or in any other category. We have a nice slogan for ourselves. We like to use it always in the office. We like to consider ourselves as having a fresh start to every lifestyle. Now every person has his own lifestyle, but everybody's moving towards that healthier lifestyle. So we're trying to provide that new start for everybody. When it comes to sourcing our products and our companies, we take this matter very seriously. As a subsidiary of Yas Holding, Yas Holding is a very big group in Abu Dhabi, and they work very closely with the Ministry of Food Security. And in the past crisis, we were all working very closely on ensuring that all the different food items are available in the UAE without having the consumers feel anything or any effect of that crisis. And we've been doing an amazing job in making sure that all the supermarkets are full with all kinds of food needs. So when it comes to taking distribution rights or taking products that we believe in, we actually work very hard on making sure that they follow a certain kind of criteria. So the first step is actually we analyze the markets. We see what are the trends in the markets, what are the consumer behaviors, what are the consumers looking for, and accordingly we move to the next step of finding the companies that can provide that need. And we start analyzing the ingredients or the material that they use to making these products. Are they organic? Are they GMO-free? What kind of ingredients go to make this product? And finally, we analyze the company itself, because with the whole COVID and with the whole change that is happening these days, it's very important to work with companies that have a vision. And that vision is about sustainability, it's about the planet, it's about the people, it's about everything. So companies that believe in this are companies that are going to grow in the future, and companies that will flourish more and more. Companies that are neglecting that, they will come and go, and they will keep on coming and going. So these are basically the criteria of how we choose our customers. I want to focus on one company that we own. It's distribution rights in the MENA region, and it's Auga. Auga is a very interesting company from Lithuania. Lithuania is a country that a lot of people have not visited or seen, because somewhere there in the north, nobody has interacted with it. But Auga has positioned itself and actually has reached to becoming the biggest organic producer in Europe in terms of fruits and vegetables. And not only that, they took it a step further. So it's not only providing the necessities, but transforming those necessities into products that are actually demanded by the consumers. So we've seen a number of things in terms of them coming up with inventions like, the soups. They have organic, vegan, gluten-free soups that were distributed here in the UAE. They're doing amazingly well. And during the COVID-19, soups had a tremendous growth. People were just feeling that they need more soup. And we provided the need. So we had the soup that is vegan, that is organic, that's GMO-free, and that is easy to use. So it's ready to eat food. So all you had to do is take the soup and just put it in the microwave for a minute, and you have your soup ready. You can stick it in the hot water and actually get it out and pour it and serve it. So convenience combined with healthy ingredients is the way for the future. Now, when Auga looks at its pillars, it's always trying to make sure that whatever I'm producing as an organic product and people are consuming it, how is that affecting the planet? Am I producing products that are negatively affecting the planet? Or am I producing products that have zero effect or negativity on the planet in one way or the other? And this is their mission. Their mission is to make sure that they produce organic, good food without affecting the planet in any way. So organic now is going to be like a terminology of the past. It's actually going to develop now to a different level of what after organic. And I'll take you through the next slide about what Auga is doing in terms of that. So they have 4 pillars, as you see on the slide, the consumers, and they focus on making sure that they're getting the food, they're getting their needs without having any bad effect on the planet. When it comes to the farmers and how they're growing their product or how they're feeding their cattle to get out the organic milk, is coming up with new innovative mixes and solutions in agriculture and in feed to make sure that this process is sustainable and again is not affecting the planet in any way. But to have the whole thing complete, you also have to have the private investors and the institutions and the shareholders share that vision, so that people from the top who are putting in the money and people on the bottom who are actually implementing the process, they're actually all working around the same kind of vision on achieving a sort of a zero effect on the planet. Now, finally, the thing that Auga is working on, or the new model that is going to be coming out, and I think this is a terminology that you'll start hearing more and more from other organic companies, and it is the SOFA, or the Sustainable Organic Food Architecture. How are you building a sustainable organic company and at the same time making sure that everything along the way is not affecting the planet? So, for example, they're working now on new technologies of using the biogas instead of using the regular gas or fuels that are currently used, to make sure that they have a reduction of 50% by 2025 in terms of the fossil emissions. The feed that they're giving to the cows and the methane that the cows excrete as a byproduct, they're working on different ingredients and different food items that are giving to the cow to make sure that this methane decreases. So again, better for the environment. And finally, in terms of crop rotation, they're working on a target of 30% by 2025. So as a company, it's not just the biggest organic in Europe, it's a company that's producing organic products, that's innovating products to produce finished products on the shelf that add value to the consumer, at an affordable price without affecting the planet in any way. And I think this is going to be the future where new companies will be looking into acquiring an architecture of sustainability that actually matches with Auga's vision or what Auga is doing currently. That's all from my side at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Adam. And that shows a clear rise in demand for natural ingredients, right from fresh produce in spices to pulses. So thank you for that. Let's now begin our panel discussion with some intriguing questions. Just to start off, we first want to look at the larger picture as a whole. And starting with Manisha. Manisha, in global market for the ingredients and spices sector, what has been the growth and from a HoReCa perspective?
As I mentioned in my presentation before, definitely looking at, I think people are being encouraged, even by the government now, to use such ingredients. There's a lot of support, and I see the rise in demand. I spoke earlier also, a lot of agro-tech companies are popping up. So, and I think the best part is it's not people's perception is wrong. They think it's really expensive, whereas that's not the case at all. You know, you're getting really good quality produce at either a price that's pretty much the same or sometimes cheaper if you have really good terms with your supplier. So I think it's a matter of what you're looking for, who your supplier is, and really just trying to dive deeper on, I think I would encourage a lot of people looking for such products to, of course, come to the expo, because there's a varied range of such suppliers, you know, at a great price that people people think is not true anymore, you know. So the demand has been rising. I said that it was a rise in 6%, but it's actually much higher, they said. So we could be looking after COVID, once all of this is done and everything is starting to open back up, I would definitely be looking at least a 7 to 8% in the next year.
Thank you, Manisha. Adam, would you like to add to that from a distributor's perspective?
From a distributor perspective, I think the whole importance of organic is there, and people know that organic is healthy and organic is good because it doesn't contain any sort of, you know, pesticides and all the fertilizers and everything. And we've noticed that there is, especially like Manisha was saying, in the HoReCa division, some of the restaurants are now acquiring or using organic ingredients to differentiate himself in terms of flavors from the others. So people now are trying to show, you know, I can cook better because I'm using better ingredients. So I saw this trend in the HoReCa division where chefs are asking for specific organic ingredients just to make his food better, just to make the flavors better, just to make the things for the consumers a better experience. And this is what we've been noticing in terms of the HoReCa division. In terms of the retail in general, people are looking for innovative solutions and they're looking for convenience. So whoever can provide food that is healthy in a convenient way, he will find that there is good traction from the consumers.
Thank you, Adam. And Lokesh, from a retail perspective, anything to add?
That's true. As Adam and Manisha mentioned, we are seeing a shift both in terms of spices and organic spices per se. 10 years back when we started off, it was really difficult to convince HoReCa segment to go in for organic produce because cost was going to be a major factor in the ingredient cost. But now lately we have seen chefs and restaurant owners have come up. They are looking for more and more organic produce, maybe to differentiate themselves, to use something which is more ethical, something which is beneficial overall for the environment and health. As on the retail perspective, of course, we have seen a drastic increase in inquiry for more and more organic products, especially given the latest situation. People are more conscious of what they are consuming, what they are applying on themselves, and I'm seeing a positive trend for at least for next couple of years. As for spices, I see that the industry is been rapidly growing. We are seeing a doubling rate over the next 4 or 5 years. Spice trade is supposed to double in terms of the total volume of world trade.
Great. And now we move on to the local market. Lokesh, once again to you. How are things in the Middle East? Are they the same worldwide from a retailer's point of view?
Middle East, both in terms of, again, I'm specific to organic and spices. The Middle East has always been a great consumer of spices generally. Even though the percentage of population has been marginally lesser than we would say US or UK, but always the consumption pattern of spices in the Middle East has been far greater. UAE and Saudi are among the top importers of various spice products, be it turmeric, cardamom, cloves, that are being primarily exported from India, Madagascar. The biggest markets have always been UAE and Saudi, in spite of the population being much lower than Europe. This is probably because of the cuisines and as well as the re-export that happens from here. As for organic, in general, yes, this is the time that UAE and the Middle East market is really looking at a growth phase compared to a couple of years back.
Great. And Manisha, since we're in a multicultural city, how about from a HoReCa perspective? Do all spices of the world tend to come to the UAE?
I think UAE's been pretty good in that aspect, as compared to actually the rest of the Middle East. UAE has the largest range of products, as we all already know. I mean, we're pretty sure about that. Definitely, I've been able to find everything I want in terms of like food for sure, and there's no lack of exotic cuisines, let's say, for example, in Dubai. And once again, the spices also in terms of organic, because of as the demand grows, the supply will grow. So I think there's been a larger demand in the recent years. Like Lokesh said, you know, the demand has started to increase. People do want organic spices also now. Before, I didn't think they cared as much as for their vegetables, but now definitely. And the range has also starting to increase. And I went over the main spices. So those are actually have been really easy to find, especially because the ease of access for UAE as opposed to, let's say, America, because we're closer to the region that are exporting these spices. So I think it's much more easier and efficient for it to come to us.
Thanks, Manisha. And Adam, if we're looking at the Middle East as a whole, what is your perspective from a distributor's point of view?
From a distributor's point of view, I always take UAE as the pioneer in terms of the rest of the Middle East. So whatever we are able to achieve or succeed in the UAE or build it as a trend is going to be easier to implement it in the rest of the countries. Usually the Saudi, the Bahrain and Kuwait and everybody else follows based on the trends that are made here in the UAE. Definitely Saudi is one of the biggest markets, and I've seen a very big increase in interest or inquiries coming for organic products. There are more and more specialized outlets in Saudi that are selling just organic products in terms of retailers. So the growth and the shift is coming there, it's moving. I think you'll see more and more brands that are not known. So you won't get the major brand names that we always are used to, like the Nestle's and the Procter & Gamble's and the Unilevers. No, you'll find new companies coming up with new labels and new brands and new innovative products that actually give the consumer the convenience and what they're looking for. So something that's going to be seen in the future as the shelf will just decrease from the big global multinationals and have more space for those new innovative clean products on the shelf.
Thank you, Adam. And it was interesting to note the changing trends in Saudi Arabia. That was an interesting point. And now I want to know a bit about the supplier's perspective. So I'm moving on to Jacob. Jacob, from a supplier's perspective, what are a few key things that have changed due to the current situation?
Yeah, actually, as far as PDS organic spaces is concerned, UAE, especially GCC is quite new market for us, and we just started with one of the biggest retail chain in UAE. And of course, the major challenge we are facing is from the marketing part. Nowadays, no exhibitions and other things are happening. Everything is online now, and it is quite difficult to connect with the buyers and the people like that. So one thing we feel is that from the marketing point of view, it is quite difficult. And second thing is, even if the government is allowed some concession to the farm and related activities, it is quite difficult to collect the material from the producers because of this lockdown situation. And also, of course, from the factory point of view, the processing facilities point of view, due to the lockdown, we were shut down for almost 1 month. And that time, almost all our shipments were delayed and things like that. So these are the challenges we faced.
Okay, thank you, Jacob. And Adam, any challenges that you faced during this time?
The whole time was a challenge. It was a whole new thing for everybody, and I think because we're a subsidiary of Yes Holding, that's semi-government, we were able to have good support in terms of the fast reaction of the government and the fast need to actually do a change and ensure stability. So challenges are there every day, but if you have the entity itself as an organization or as a government looking after all the different aspects, these challenges become more of things that you can solve. Creating that awareness and creating that knowledge and building into the consumers the habit of consuming organic, that's our biggest challenge. Building or making them understand that organic does not mean expensive. Organic means healthy, and you can get it at affordable prices. And when you eat well, you take care of your health, so you're saving money on the long term, so it's a good investment. So creating that knowledge and building that culture so that it's matching at least with some of the countries in Europe will take us a bit of time, but I think with the COVID-19, it has awakened a lot of people, so maybe the time will be shortened and we'll see a positive impact on the organic market very soon.
That sounds like great news. Now, moving on to the demand for specific products. So, Lokesh, you had mentioned turmeric, clove. Is there anything else in particular? And does it have to do with health and how people are looking at health due to the current pandemic?
Absolutely, because see, we are seeing a rise in these kind of products, which the Indo-Asiatic and Arab cultures have always historically promoted a lot of home remedies for a lot of wellness-related issues. So this not only this pandemic, but even prior to that, people were opting for these kind of spice-based solutions, that having this kind of a spice with this kind of a recipe or with milk or something would give you a better health. This tendency has lately been increasing, and that's an excellent thing for the organic spice market. Even in the US, we see there are certain spices that have become superfoods. Again, for example, turmeric. Turmeric shots are now superfood. So yeah, I'm sure as this is like going back to the basics, going back to what we were doing 100 years ago. So it's a nice thing. And the good thing with organic spices is that we know for sure that we're using the most pure spices, which will have the right impact on the body. Spices being a high value commodity have always seen adulteration, have always seen a lot of foul play, which of course deteriorates the quality of the product and the health of the consumer. So being organic and being in this sector, I see a great demand coming in the next couple of years again.
Thanks. And that's the perfect setting for my next question for Manisha, because I do know you do turmeric lattes, right?
Yeah, in the video
Turmeric
too.
lattes. So what's the effect of the current situation in buying behaviors? And from the Horeca perspective, how was the whole pandemic period, and what were your hot selling dishes?
So when it first started, and then we opened a month later, luckily, I think the government has been very kind in this aspect. And I think we need to really, firstly, we need to thank His Highness, because he took the step to open us back up regardless of the risk. I think it was very important, and it was really affecting me. So when I first opened up, I took a strategy of offering, let's say, for example, immunity shots. And for people, immunity shots, first of all, they don't even know what it is, half of them. Second, when you tell them it has active ingredients such as ginger, which is spice, and turmeric, they come running as is. So that was a really good selling point for us. And we offered free immunity shots. And I think there were approximately 50 other cafes or restaurants who were doing the same. So I wasn't the only one. And people were looking for vitamin boosting because they said Corona or COVID, there's vitamin. And a lot of foods are vitamin rich, but it's honestly up to how you market them. So I guess the vitamin rich food and immunity boosting foods were ginger, lemon, turmeric, and, oranges. So people were really pushing towards that aspect. And I mean, turmeric latte, my sales increased for turmeric latte for sure. And any vitality, anything that has the word vitamin C, vitality, immunity, I think these are really key words that suppliers could and still can play on, or people who want to market it in that way can really do that. So yeah, it was very effective.
Yeah, and keywords are also really important for the online space. So Adam, what's your opinion on e-commerce and online? And is it bigger than ever before now?
It's humongous. It's humongous, and it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And e-commerce is basically convenience. Every consumer these days is looking on how to make his life experience more convenient. So if you can provide convenience to the consumer in any way or form, is it by delivering it to his door through the e-commerce, that category will keep on growing. So we've seen a growth in all our channels. We're not naming different. One of my clients actually ordered a whole plane, a container by plane, because there was demand for soups. And he said, I want it now and I'll pay for the plane because I have to provide it to my consumers. And this was an online portal. So you have to understand, ordering a 20-foot container by plane is a humongous amount of money that's being paid. But he demanded it to ensure that his consumers are getting their requirements when they do. Us as a company, we also invested in buying one of the e-commerce channels. So we see potential in that, and we see it growing. And again, whoever can deliver an experience to the consumer, it's not about delivery now. Everybody can deliver. Everybody can put stuff in a box and deliver now. How do you deliver it? Where are you getting it from? What is the consistency of the product that you're having? What is the quality in terms of, what is good? How many pieces are bad? Are they all good? So the experience itself that you're trying to deliver, in addition to things like, are you using plastic bags? Are you not using plastic bags? How is everything packed and wrapped? So that will continue developing at the companies that will see the value in providing that experience or that convenience in the right way. We'll see growth in a very fantastic way.
I think Mainka dropped off. It's only us now.
That's not good. Let's exchange numbers first of all, because I think Manika and Lukesh, we should talk since we're in the same country and we're in the same field. So I have vegan products. You're doing vegan things. We can build this and start looking at options on how we can work together on making things happen.
Definitely. I think we're still live though. So
yeah, okay.
so once we're done, I would love to chat with you guys. I'm really happy that she did this. Let me see what's next on our agenda because she has dropped off.
The panel discussion was to continue. Next questions.
Yeah, one second. I don't want, if people are listening, I don't want to. Okay, what are the current trends in sourcing ingredients and spices? What are the challenges? What are the shifts in logistics? I think, shall we wait for her? Does anyone feel like answering this question?
Yeah,
I have challenges. I've had challenges. So shall I go and then maybe you two can again? I think as soon as the lockdown happened, I did have challenges. So for example, if I had 4 suppliers, one of them wasn't supplying anymore. So I was a little hassled, or I had to run around to try and gather my thoughts and reallocate the stock to another supplier. So I definitely, it's okay, Menka, we're carrying on. So we're talking about the challenges because of COVID.
Really sorry about that. There was a network disruption.
We're continuing with challenges. Yes. And then I definitely felt like, so once one of them dropped off, so I really had to re-strategize. But this gave an opportunity to new suppliers who were ready for such a thing, or had better connections or better logistics than my suppliers, like some of my suppliers. Also, I noticed that as a consumer in supermarkets, the prices shot up. And I was a little upset with this as a consumer, because let's say, for example, I was buying organic yogurt and vegan, so it's already really expensive. It was for 40 dirhams. Literally within the next day, it became 46 dirhams. And that's a big jump for a consumer, especially if I'm on like a budget or something and I'm vegan at the same time, which is a lot of my customers. That's very tough for them, I think Adam and Lokesh will have a lot more insight on this.
Yes, on the challenges of sourcing ingredients and spices, and from which countries do you usually source from? Was there a change of country due to logistics? So my question is for Adam first.
My biggest category is ready food. So I am sometimes working in terms of ingredients of nuts and spices, specifically for the HoReCa category. And yes, like Manisha was saying, that we were faced with situations where the current suppliers were not able to provide you with the product because of the lockdowns, because they did not have enough inventory, because of so many situations. They could not collect it from the farmers. So all the different things that were happening around enabled us to do a bit of deeper search and find new suppliers from different other locations that are able to provide a better logistics solution, sometimes even better prices compared to the original suppliers. So that was like healthy in terms of exploring new options, finding new ways of doing things, and so the challenge was transformed into a sort of a positive point for the company in the end.
Great. And Jacob, from a logistics perspective, what are your thoughts?
Yes. So as a farmer organization's point of view, actually the first round of concessions, lockdown concessions were given to the farming and related activities in our state. And so initially we faced some challenges from sourcing the farmers, since we are directly sourcing from the farmers. But being the spices are a non-perishable commodity, the farmers were able to keep that product in their godown or their house, and they were able to sell to us after the lockdown consumption time. And also the major strength of PDS organic spices is our that the farmer base. They were with us for last 20-25 years. So we are pretty sure that they will sell only to us the organic products. So that is our major strength. So with our trust and our trust with the farmers, we could able to somewhat we could able to manage that challenge.
And Ahmed, how about in Egypt? How is the situation in Egypt in terms of logistics and for ingredients and spices?
The situation in Egypt is now like a week from COVID-19. It's already affected our work. We are trying now to make a new work like local trade in Egypt, but we cannot export and import like as we was before. Our situation now is not like as it was before. We are trying to optimize our work and work as a local producer.
Okay, thanks. And yeah, so now moving on to Lokesh, we'll start with you. Since Down to Earth has made a big name now in the Middle East, what advice do you have for international suppliers who want to enter the ingredients and spices market in the region?
One, Monica, as everybody would suggest, is to do a thorough study of the market. This is a big market, is a growing market, but at the same time, one of the most challenging markets across the world. There is a uniformity in the consumption patterns in Europe and US and Australia, but this being a hub, especially the UAE, being a hub for more than 100 nationalities, the consumer market is very, very diverse. It's complex. So I would suggest anybody entering into the market to do a thorough study and to try out with smaller batches, with smaller things first, than to go into the market on a very large scale. So go slow, go steady, study the market, and only then step into it.
Sure. So of course, the first step is to study the market. And Manisha, any advice from your side?
In terms of, sorry.
In terms of suppliers who want to enter the market.
I'm so sorry. I spoke about this earlier, like it really, a lot of new suppliers did pop up when this happened. And he already said like research. But definitely if they're trying to pop up in the market, I think a lot of what I found a new supplier because they just contacted me directly and their prices were better than the others. For me at this point, in terms of price and biodegradability and sustainable products, that's what I was looking for. And that's how they found me. So, I mean, if there is a large sector that you can supply to and there is a market that you can capture, there's no point offering just competitive prices. I think people need to go a step further and really build supplier relations. I think a lot of people in the HoReCa industry are looking for better payment terms, for example, you know, that really convinces someone to go with someone else. So it's not necessarily just about price. I think there are a lot of other factors that you should consider that would set you apart from the other suppliers.
Great. And finally, going on to Adam, what if you want to take up distributorship of a product of an international supplier, what would you be looking for?
What else? So why are you different? And that's what I look for on all my consumers. Why would you be different than anybody else who's, for example, if I'm looking for salt that is organic, why is your salt different than anybody else? Everybody needs to have a story or have have a goal behind his product, have something that he's selling. He's not just selling salt, organic salt. It needs to be what next. So yes, you have organic salt, but I can do this to the environment, and that effect on the planet is so and so, and I'm doing it in a packaging that is different, and I'm providing convenience to my consumer by having this innovative way of putting salt on my food. So it's what's next. Everybody now, before organic was a very scarce commodity. So who would say I have organic something? It's like, wow, he produces organic, and we know the whole chain he had to go through to actually make this happen. But today there's a lot of producers of organic food in Europe, in Asia, and South America. Everybody's producing organic. So it's not enough to produce organic. It's organic plus what else? And this is what I look for my suppliers.
Okay, so it has to be about the overall perspective, not just organic. They have to be different.
Yes.
Thank you. And with that, we're reaching the last segment of our panel. So just a quick summary from each of you in 1 or 2 lines about the future of the specific segment, starting with Jacob.
See, in the future is that, as some panelists said, it is not only the price, but the quality and what else differently you can do on this on your product. That makes the difference.
Okay. And Adam?
Yeah, I believe that organic category will continue growing. It will be eventually a norm to have organic products in your kitchen or in your house. It's not going to be something that is so unique and a dream for many people in the past. In addition to the convenience, I've had many exhibitions where we were interacting with the consumers in terms of sampling campaigns and everything. And the question is coming from the consumers, so how is this food affecting the planet? So you will find a new label coming up. It's not just going to be organic label. There's going to be organic plus sustainable organic. So it will start having different categories of organic. Now we're just trying to introduce organic, but I think that will start dividing itself to separate the regular producers of organic to people who produce organic with a difference, with a goal, with a vision of making this planet a better place. So new labels of our layers of organic will start appearing, but this category will keep on growing. People will look for good food and good ingredients, and people will continue focusing on their health.
That indeed is a very good message for the future. And Lokesh, how about you?
I think the involvement and the decision making on the part of the consumer, the awareness is going to substantially rise. People are getting more and more concerned and involved with what they are eating, which is a drastic shift to what was happening 10 years back. Even now, when we pick restaurants, when we pick ingredients for our kitchen, people are reading the labels. People are making very conscious decisions on what is being fed to their body and their children. This is going to be a game changer. When the awareness goes more and more en masse, people will move towards healthier and better eating and make better choices. So I think that's where organic, biodynamic, sustainable is going to certainly make a difference.
Great. And Manisha, your summary of the future?
Yeah, obviously we're all in agreement. But I definitely want to say that I think people or suppliers or distributors, for example, need to take a change in marketing, because like Adam said as well, the taste, it does improve. Like, for example, if I bought normal avocados versus organic avocados, the difference is very, very, very evident. Being a chef, I can tell you this for a fact. So I think it's about how you're marketing your product. I mean, and he said just saying organic won't cut it anymore, because you can find organic anywhere and very easily now. I think he said plus will add to that marketing perspective, that communication strategy that your brand have. But also I really wanted to add on that I think it's the onus on us. And I feel like the government is also looking for not just an organic product anymore, something that is, I mean, he really wants to encourage local produce. So I think local farmers will start to take a larger play into this. It can be agri-tech, and there's a lot of investment that's been pumped into this. So again, reiterating the fact that, that's what I said in my video, that local producers are really going to start stepping up to the plate for organic nowadays.
Great. So to conclude, the major key points for the future are being different and working for the planet. And with that, we finish our panel discussion. And now I will take some audience questions. There's a question coming in from a viewer about prices. So the question is, there is a big debate on prices for organic and natural products. So how do suppliers and buyers both get over that? Who would like to take this?
I'll take
Okay,
it.
Lokesh.
There are a lot of products which, because we are directly buying from some farmers, so there are a lot of products which on farm level are almost the same price. So conventional to organic are almost the same price. It is just that the middlemen and finally the end consumers, because we don't have those volumes, organic is just about 1% of the world trade of food. It's just sheer volumes that bring down the prices of conventional products, and vice versa. Organic is very low in volumes. As we see consumer demand increases, I'm sure we will be able to see more realistic prices, which is already happening in a lot of European supermarkets in Switzerland and in Germany. You would see that the difference between the organic milk and the conventional milk would just be about 10 cents, which is marginal. So hope that realistic pricing comes into the market very quickly as consumer demand increases.
Okay. Anyone else would like to add, or we can move on to the next one?
Yeah, I have something to add from the farmer's point of view.
Sure.
So first of all, the first level pricing will be like we are already paying some premium amount to the farmers. That will be always a percentage above the normal market price for the organic products. And we have to separately procure it from the farmers. We have to transport it separately with the as per the guidelines of the National Organic Standard. And we have to process it separately. We have to go for the testing. This all will be added to that particular lot of products. So in addition to what Logesh said, this is also a cost. Plus, there will be
Hello? There's a slight lag once again.
I think it's his connection.
All right, no problem. I actually have a question for Adam. We can get back to Jacob once he's back. So Adam, since you have a wide distribution network for schools, one of our audience members is asking about what are the trendy snacks for kids these days in the health sector, and what has the situation been so far during these months?
Okay, so definitely during this month there was no schools, so we did not have any kind of interaction. The Ministry of Education itself was trying to make a few kind of programs on their portals, educating the children on nutrition and trying to create that awareness towards children. So they've created a couple of competitions and they've created a couple of other things in the sector. Now, when it comes to the changing of the dynamics or the school year that is coming now, there's a big trend, or the schools are looking at canceling the canteen. So the concept of the canteen in the schools will not be there anymore. This is what they're planning to do to avoid the children gathering together in one place to try and buy the sandwiches or the snacks and everything. And there's a move towards a sort of lunch box that will be delivered to the child in his class or desk. And this is what's been studied under the process now. How finally it will be implemented, we're working with the ministry on creating a sort of a box that will be nutritious in one way. We're looking at creating a sort of a sticker informing the child on how many calories he's going to be getting in that meal, what are the different nutrition values that he's going to be having. So trying to educate the kid with the food that he's getting on the nutrition and the values that he's making. So this is still a process that we're working with the Ministry of Education on. Will that be the final case that will be implemented? I believe so, but still to be seen.
Wow, that's really interesting. Thank you for giving us that insight. Jacob, would you like to finish what you were saying before you were cut off?
Yes, I'm sorry, there were some interruptions here. So at the first level itself, for the conventional farming, from the farmer's point of view, it is they're always saying it is very easy because they can just go to a shop, a nearby pesticide shop. They can just buy for 10 or 15 rupees a liter of pesticide. They can just apply to the crops. But for the organic thing, first of all, the organic pest and control some remedies are not available. It's like branded products are not available. Even if it is available, the cost is very high. So this all will be adding to the production cost of the farmers. So we should give some extra premium price to the farmers for their survival. Otherwise, the organic farming will not be sustainable. That is what our advice. So there is the importance of an organization, a farmer organization like PDS Organic Spaces. What we always feel is that a standalone, for the small farmers' point of view, a standalone farmer cannot sustain as an organic farmer. There should be some support mechanism. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, of course, it's very important to think about the farmers and where the products are actually being sourced from. Great. I have some questions for me. So we will go through those. How do I contact you? So it's that simple. You can drop us an email at info@organicandnatural.com and we will be right with you. Can I exhibit at the Expo in December? Yes. To participate in the Organic and Natural Expo 2020, you can either log into our website at organicandnatural.com or you can click on the Get Involved button below your chat box. How can I be part of the Digital Trade Week? This is part of our free value-added service to exhibitors. So all you need to do is sign up for the organic show in Dubai, which is after 5 months from now in December. Contact our sales team who will be happy to help you. Where can I get the schedule of Digital Trade Week? You just have to go to organicandnatural.com/digital and we have sessions lined up for each segment until September. Can you explain what Arabian Organics is? Arabian Organics is the first e-commerce portal with complete fulfillment service offering hassle-free market access for international suppliers. If you are a buyer, you can source high-quality global products locally at wholesome prices with quick delivery services. Arabian Organics offers various packages from product registration to clearing customs and warehousing to delivery. Thank you. And we have so many more questions coming in, but unfortunately, we have run out of time for today. But we will be live every 2 weeks. And if you want to connect with any of our panelists, do drop an email at info@organicandnatural.com and we will connect you. Or you can also click on the chat box or the get to know more below the chat box. A big thank you to all our panelists and of course to our over 3,000 attendees who are live with us now, especially from the Middle East region. This only shows the interest and demand for organic and natural products and will further strengthen the online trade community. Stay tuned for our next Digital Trade Week segment and see you at the Organic Expo this December in Dubai. Thank you.
Thank you.